Hi, Charity.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Infobip Shift conference. This is your first time.
First time, yeah.
So, well, obviously, how do you like it? What are your first
It's
impressions?
great. It's bigger than I thought it would be, and the food is great. Of course, that's the first thing I always look for. No, but it's been really fun. Great talks. It's really fun having the whole outside thing all the way around. It's been fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you. I mean, in your opinion, like this is, we don't have a lot of events like this in this part of Europe. How important are events like these for the developer community?
Oh, they're huge. I mean, this is how. We're an apprenticeship industry for one thing. We learn by learning from each other. This is how you have these random, interactions with people who then you'll get a job from like 3 years later. I think that, none of us just like learn on our own. We learn from each other, and having events like this where there's structure and you have opportunity to meet people and like socialize, it's super important.
Okay, you mentioned that there are great talks. So would you say that with the relevance of the topics, the educational value of the conference, like how would you rate it on that aspect?
Oh goodness. Well, I like having the different tracks. And I don't think I've ever been to a conference before that had a startup track, which I kind of love. Web3, which why does that exist? But a lot of people want it. I get it. Yeah, it seems to be very nicely kind of chopped up. One of my favorite kind of engineering conferences are the sort of polyglot ones where you're not just like, okay, software engineers go here, ops engineers go there, front-end engineers go there, but like being able to sort of cross-pollinate and have everyone in one space, it's the best.
So how did you learn about the Infobip Shift conference? Like, did you hear about it?
You guys reached out to me. Yeah.
Did you hear about this before, or like maybe?
I honestly don't pay a lot of attention.
Okay, no, it's fair.
But as soon as I heard it was in Croatia, I was like, yes, I'm in.
It's a huge draw. Yeah. You like the city?
It's beautiful. Yeah, and the weather reminds me of San Francisco, which is the highest compliment that I can pay.
Oh, great. Okay. So, like, now that you've been here, how would you describe it to somebody else who hasn't heard of it, probably, or,
I would describe it, I would say, let's see, what analogy would I draw it to? I would not SRECon, but maybe it feels a lot like QCon, honestly. It feels a lot like QCon. It's a diversity of attendees. It's bigger than I thought it would be, like I said, great food. But I also really like just the fact that there are so many spaces for socializing, for birds of a feather to kind of like, meet up and meet each other. There's a lot of opportunities sort of engineered into the space for you to meet people that you didn't know when you came.
Great. And last question. We are always trying to create, to distinguish ourselves with the vibe, with the energy, the atmosphere. Would you say that we succeeded?
Absolutely. I have my little sister with me. This is the first tech conference she's ever been to. And as we were walking in, I was like, all right, this is one of the better conferences that I've ever been to. Now that you mention it, yeah, it makes sense. There is a vibe. There's music outside. There's, the coffee and like sodas that I'd never tasted before, and gelato at 10 in the morning, which was pretty great. Yeah, really nicely done.
Great, thank you. And
Absolutely.
thank you for your time for doing this.
Thank you so much for having me.
No